Let me begin with our exchange on the economic outlook. The economic outlook is, of course, getting more and more unpredictable, and it's colored by the impact of Trump administration's imposition of universal tariffs on almost the whole world. We welcome the 19 days pause on reciprocal tariffs above 10%. It creates space for negotiations. However, we should not forget that the 10% reciprocal tariffs remain in place for almost all countries, and they represent a blow to the global economy. Furthermore, the US has not paused its 25% tariff on steel and aluminium, and also the 25% tariff on cars and car parts. The nature of these rapidly moving developments make it difficult to assess their impact on the EU's economic outlook. But what is clear, and what also ministers in today's meeting agreed on, is that the impact of the tariffs, it will be the US itself that will be first and most hit by the tariffs. The imposition of tariffs will weaken the US economy by reducing consumers' purchasing power, real wages, and making imported intermediate goods for production more expensive. Beyond direct effects on tariffs, however, the additional loss of investor confidence in the US economy would further aggravate its negative impact on GDP. According to our latest model simulations on the US tariff impact, US GDP would be reduced by 0.8 to 1.4% until 2027. The negative impact on the EU would be less than for the US, about 0.2% of GDP. If tariffs are perceived to be permanent, or if there are further countermeasures, the economic consequences would be more negative, so up to 3.3% for the US, and 0.6% for the EU, and 1.2% for the world GDP, while the global trade would decline by 7.7% in 3 years' time. These model simulations do not account for additional loss of investor and business confidence in the US economy, which could further the negative GDP impact which I was outlining before. Of course, given the extraordinary uncertainty and rapidly changing tariff decisions, our model simulations cannot be fully precise, but they do show the overall trend that tariffs are damaging for the economy and for the prosperity. So let me make it clear, Europe did not start this confrontation, and Europe does not want this confrontation. Tariffs go against the political and economic logic of deep and long-standing transatlantic trading partnership valued at 1.6 trillion euros in 2023, and this is the largest trade and investment partnership in the world. Global financial markets have already reacted badly to these developments with a massive volatility and sell-offs in recent days. So, from Commission side, we will continue to closely monitor financial developments in the days and weeks ahead. We are ready to negotiate a mutually acceptable outcome while defending our economic interests. So, there is no need to continue to hurt the US own and our economy. In fact, we have offered 0 for 0 tariffs for industrial goods. But of course, if needs be, we are also ready to respond with countermeasures to protect our interests, our people, and our companies. At the same time, the EU will continue the work on deepening the EU's single market, enhancing our competitiveness, and diversifying our trade with other partners. Given the overall challenging economic environment, we welcome Germany's infrastructure plan and reform of the debt brake. An increased investment in Germany could contribute to increase its growth potential and lead to the positive spillovers within the EU. So we look forward to receiving Germany's mid-term fiscal structural plan shortly after the new government takes office. We also held a short discussion on preparations for upcoming spring meetings of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund. At this challenging time, the EU remains committed to rules-based international order and engaging with international partners through multilateral fora, including the G20 and G7. I will stop here. Thank you.